Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about 3 unknown ways to reduce your cortisol levels. As you probably know, cortisol is the hormone involved in stress and anxiety, and having high cortisol levels chronically is pretty bad for your overall health, in particular for your testosterone levels, because cortisol reduces testosterone, right? So let's get straight to the point. The first unknown way to reduce your cortisol levels is by reducing your exposure to pollution, right? But I want to talk about one big aspect of pollution that is often forgotten, because we all know that there's pollution in tap water, there's pollution in skincare products, but what we don't really think about is the pollution of the air pollution, right? And the air pollution is extremely important and extremely detrimental. The thing is, nowadays, because of tailpipes, buildings, and all this stuff, the air in big cities, in big urbanized areas, the air is extremely polluted. So a simple rule to keep in mind is that every time you're doing something outside, like taking your dog for a walk, or just walking alone, or going for a run, or anything. Every time you're doing something outside, try to do it in nature or in a place that is not in the middle of a big city, right? If you live in New York, try not to walk in the middle of the city. If you can take your car, drive just 5 minutes away to get to a place, to get to a park, or a place in nature, whatever, a place that is not polluted, that's very good. That's extremely important. So if you're running, if you're taking your dog for a walk, if you're doing anything outside, try to do it in a non-polluted area. Now the second way to reduce your cortisol levels is by taking care of your microbiome. So that's another reason to avoid processed foods. We all know that processed foods are bad because they're high in sugar, they contain a lot of preservatives, of additives, all that stuff. But also, processed foods are bad because they destroy your microbiome, which then is going to have an impact on your health and in particular on your cortisol levels. So you want to avoid processed foods. And keep in mind that you don't have to stick to a very strict diet, right? Just try to have 80-90% of your whole diet from only whole foods, 1, 2, or 3 ingredients maximum. And also avoid alcohol, pretty obvious one, but I just say it because alcohol is also extremely destructive for your microbiome. And avoid all the processed drinks, all the artificial sweeteners and all the stuff. And in fact, it leads me to the next point, the next unknown way to reduce cortisol, which is by avoiding artificial sweeteners. But I want to talk about places, about foods that are not often talked about, right? Because when we hear artificial sweeteners, there's a lot of artificial sweeteners in those drinks. So if you're drinking that, try to only limit yourself to 2 drinks per week, right? But the other foods that are loaded with artificial sweeteners are firstly yogurts, all the weird tasting yogurts like dragon fruit yogurts or pineapple yogurts. All those foods, all those products are loaded with artificial sweeteners and preservatives, right? And there's also in chips, right? So you want to avoid energy drinks, diet pops, weird tasting yogurts and products in general, and chips. Alright, so to recap the whole video, what you need to reduce your cortisol levels is, of course, you need a good sleep, a good diet in general, and you need to exercise, all that stuff. Those are the basic ones, but I assume if you're watching this video, you probably know this, right? Now, more niche, more known ways to reduce your cortisol levels is by reducing your exposure to pollution, to air pollution, by reducing processed foods, trying to take care of your microbiome, and by avoiding artificial sweeteners. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, you can let me know in the comments, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button, and I'll see you next time.